Happy people make the world a better place. Unhappy people make it worse. Okay? Really let that sink in for a moment. Okay? Just think of all the happy people you know out there, people that you might have come across. Maybe they're not even in your social circle. It might just be like your cashier that you see, or your bank teller that you see every once in a while, or your waitress, or your bartender, or the gas station attendant. You're like, hey, how come this dude's always in a good mood, man? You feel good when you're around these people because they're happy, right? And they make you feel happy, and they make others feel happy, and they really do make the world a better place, right? Most of these people who are just happy, their motto is live and let live. I mean, I have that motto myself. I don't poke my nose into other people's business. I pretty much mind my own business. I mean, unless there's something dangerous going on, somebody's going to be harmed, animals going to be harmed, or crime's going to be committed. Yeah, sure, you got to make some calls, right? Doesn't mean you need to step in there, but you have to do something, right? But outside of that, most people who are happy are definitely not going to be Karens, for example, right? You notice like most Karens, whenever you see a Karen out there, does that look like a happy person to you? No, they're usually pretty angry. And it looks like they almost, and I know they do for a fact, I mean, they live to just watch people so that they can tell them what they're doing wrong, right? I mean, yeah, I've always been mystified by people like this who feel it's their business to walk up to a stranger and tell them what they are doing wrong. Okay? I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't make a comment and go, hey man, like if somebody's like doing something inconsiderate, right? Like blatantly inconsiderate, like parking their car sideways when there's only like, a few spots left or something like that, I mean, you don't have to say anything, but you could be like, hey, can you make some room for some of us over here? But usually Karens just look for reasons to freak out, right? They just look for opportunities. I mean, like when we all had to wear like masks at one point, you noticed that they love this. I mean, the thing about unhappy people too, speaking of which, is they really gravitated towards this whole like COVIDity thing that was going on in 2020. They really gravitated to it. And, really kind of disturbingly too, have you noticed a lot of them were almost sad to let it go? I mean, you see many of them, even to this day, don't want to let it go. They want another variant to come along. They want to have another lockdown. They want to have the mask back on. They're like, I've seen a number of programs where, these unhappy people are on TV. They're usually part of the woke, right? Because the woke are never happy, right? These people are really unhappy people. They're constantly like, no, gotta lock it down again, man. We gotta put Bill's mask back on, because you never know, it can come back. It's like, nah, let's just leave people alone. No, you're putting your neighbors at risk, and they start trying to put you on this guilt trip, and and they want to remain just in this state of unhappiness, right? And making sure other people are unhappy, because it goes back to that old saying, misery loves company, doesn't it? Misery loves company. And that's the thing about unhappy people, right? They want others to be unhappy, whereas happy people want others to be happy. See how that works? All right? And when it comes to unhappy people, they really don't make the world a better place. A lot of times they think they are, right? They think they are with good intentions, and we have to help the disenfranchised and people who have been oppressed, and reparations and all that. I mean, there's a reason why they have the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Okay, so you notice though, like most people that are part of this like woke movement that we have going on today, these people are almost never smiling. I really never see them smile. They're all, unless like a conservative or somebody like that dies or something like that, or has some tragic accident with their family. Then they're like, yeah, oh yeah. They're like, it's really despicable how they celebrate like their enemy's death like that. It's really disgusting behavior. I can't stand seeing that. It really saddens me. And this is the party of tolerance. This is the party of love everyone. Really, to me, they have become the party of hypocrisy, the party of gaslighting, the party of lies, the party of confusion, the party of harming children, the party of sexualizing children, the party of toxicity, and the party of destruction, the party of failure. Everything they do will lead you to failure. Yeah, it's them, right? It's them that I see that's unhappy. But whenever I see anybody who's part of the woke get on TV, they do an interview, they do a podcast, they do anything. They go to some march, whatever. They're always pissed off. They're just never happy. And I really believe that that's the curse that they're given, right? Because a lot of them are, not to get religious on you, but a lot of them are secularists. They don't believe in God. And I almost feel like it's a punishment from God, right? Because I've said this before in a couple of coaching videos that when you close the door to God, right? You don't believe in God. When you close the door to God, you open the door for Satan to enter, right? And Satan really is the author of confusion and destruction. The father of unhappiness, the father of lies. And really, they've become that. They spread lies. All they do is spread lies, mistruths. They take things out of context to smear you, to try to cancel you, to try to make themselves look like angels and victims while making you look like some sort of like oppressor or white supremacist. So whenever I see them on TV or I see them preaching or I see them talking, they're usually screaming at people, right? Like Karens, right? They're screaming in your face. They're throwing things at you. They're getting violent. They're just miserable people, right? They're just never happy. And I'm like, do these people ever have a good day? Is really every day rotten? I mean, I really feel sorry for them. I'm like, man, you're not going to be on this planet for very long. And for them, they don't believe in an afterlife because they don't believe in God. So they essentially think they're just going to be worm food, and the lights are going to go out as soon as they die. They don't believe their souls are going to go on. They think it's all just a bunch of malarkey. There's no heaven, there's no hell. It's just going to be over. So you would think, wouldn't you want to enjoy the ride? Wouldn't you want to be happy? No, but I mean, based on the data, it's people who are on the right who are overwhelmingly way more happy than people on the left. And funny enough, for all those greedy bastards, those capitalists on the right, they are the most generous when it comes to donating. You can look at these studies. They are the most generous, whereas the left are the ones that donate the least, right? And when they do, they have to get on their social media and brag about it. I think George Clooney one time, he did a donation and he made sure everyone found out about it instead of just doing a silent donation, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's insane. I mean, I've done donations to certain animal charities and whatnot. And, I don't post it on my social media, man. I'm like, that's it, yeah, but those are things that unhappy people do, guys. Unhappy people want to see other people unhappy too, right? And as I've said with the COVID cult, it has become a cult, right? They really want another variant to come along. It's just mesmerizing to me that these people don't want to be happy. They want to be miserable. They want to see others miserable. They want to see other people just stay home and go out of their minds, staying in their little bubble, in their little room, in their tiny house, and not going outside and, having their freedoms taken away because they themselves are unhappy, And I really do believe this again is punishment for, or is a side effect of not believing in a higher power, because you try to make when you don't believe in God. I did there was a great quote on this that I did a video about. This was by G.K. Chesterton. He said, when people don't believe in God, they don't suddenly believe in nothing. Instead, they believe in anything, right? And this is why you have a lot of these atheists glomming on to a lot of these crazy ass woke ideologies hey, you can't call your mom a mom anymore. That's hate language. You have to call her a birthing person. We can't define what a woman is anymore. It's anybody who wants to define it's a woman is a woman, right? Oh, by the way, there's not two genders. There's 65. Okay, what about dogs and cats and animals and stuff like that? Reptiles, No, they only have two. But we as humans, we have 65, right? They glom onto this craziness, right? They'll glom onto anything. Recycling, they'll glom onto recycling. I mean, you should do your research on recycling, especially plastic. It's terrible for the environment. It is terrible, but they need to glom onto something. Climate change. Overwhelmingly, like most of the people who believe in climate change are atheists, are secularists, they don't believe in a God. So climate change is their new God, right? Also, politicians. I've said this before. You've noticed a lot of people are atheists. It's really kind of sick how they make their politicians like a god, like Obama or Biden, right? Especially Biden, like recently, when, not recently, like a couple of years ago when he got elected. Well, we know what happened, right? When he became president miraculously, campaigning from his basement and got 81 million votes, and he was going to have his inauguration. I mean, the street was lit up, and they were like, the media is so sick. They were like, oh, look at these lights, the way they're reaching out. It's like Biden's arms are reaching out like Jesus. They were comparing him to Jesus. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That is the biggest insult you could ever give any Christian, comparing this guy who claims to be a Catholic. He's not, by the way. Biden is, but I mean, he could claim he's a Catholic, but all of his policies, the things he supports, the people he hires are definitely in direct conflict to the scriptures. So I don't know what kind of Catholic he is. Hey, we're all sinners at the end of the day, but I do my best, not to sin. But again, I don't want to judge. But you can see for yourself. You make that assessment, whether you think he's a Catholic or not. Regardless, not to get off topic, remember that, guys. Happy people make the world a better place. They really do. And unhappy people make the world a worse place. They really do. Everything that comes out of the woke, right, which are the unhappy people, in my opinion, the left, they think they're making the world a better place, but they're not. They're making the world a worse place. The world has never been more divisive, more racist, more hateful, more angry, more miserable than it is today. And you could ask anybody, if people could get in a time machine and just go back to 2010, a lot of people would. A lot of people would go right back to just even 2010, right? Was it much different? Not really, right? Not really. But people would go back there. They're like, hey, yeah, I'll get my MySpace page back up. I don't need Facebook, even though Facebook was around. I don't need Snapchat. I mean, yeah, that's fine. They'll go back there because the world was happier, right? People were happier. And as the years go by, people have become less and less happy because you have a bunch of unhappy people out there spreading their unhappiness to others in the name of, oh, I'm the good guy, so they could selfishly virtue signal. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really just complete narcissism on their part, complete self-centered, self-obsessed narcissism, where again, they don't believe in a God, so they make themselves a God, and because they don't believe in God, they get punished by God. They close the door to God, and they open the door for Satan. And then they become confused. They think there's 65 genders out there, and feel like they have to use pronouns and tiptoe around their language and make everybody else tiptoe and comply and be complicit in this crazy ideology. But as always, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video, guys. Anything I might have missed, anything you'd like to share, please drop them in the comments below. Always love to see you guys in my comments. Always love to read them. And yes, I'm in my hotel room right now. That is the lobby downstairs. Stand at the Hyatt Regency. One of my favorite hotels. I love these hotels. They're always nice and clean. There goes Cash and Gizmo back there. It's Cash snoring. I have to point that out for all the boneheads. They're like, who's that snoring? Is your uncle over there? No, it's my dog. So drop those comments below, guys. If you guys love my work, if it's helping you to become a better man, to achieve more, to grow, to become more enlightened, to become more red pill, if it's helping you out, the best way to support my work is by essentially becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. So take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now. And I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.